KLF-300B Bayou. I'm assuming she's about 1990, 1989. I'm doing the timing chain on her. I don't know the year that they never quite told me. Close as I got to it, it's just a little sticker on the front of the frame. That's my homemade bumper I got put on her. Maybe, I don't know if you can't see her. So it says manufactured by Kawasaki Motors Incorporated, United States, KLF-300B. So I've got the timing chain, so I don't have to take the oil out. I simply propped her up sideways, and I couldn't find any videos showing how to do a timing chain on these. And to be honest with you, I've already replaced the timing chain. The old ones are on the floor, but there's something binding the engine. I can't spin her around, so I got to take it all apart again now and take a look at it. So it's a good time for you to be able to watch it and just see how it's done. A lot of the boring stuff is done. I got the gas tank taken off. That's just the crank cover. It's taken off and laid to one side. I got the cam gear is taken out and laid to one side in the bucket. And I got the pull cord taken off. So, and this is where you check for the timing. Is into there. Bring it around to your T mark. And I got that set so that the lobes are up with the pressure off. And if you don't know exactly what I mean by all that, I'm not going to explain it right now, but you know, you shouldn't probably be at the bike if you don't know what that is. Although live and learn like I did. So I'm just going to show you what's involved with. First I got to take off this crankcase cover and get in behind where the stator is. So like I said, I took the pull cord off, which is just those 4 bolts there, and there. I undid this with an impact wrench. That's 14 mil. Take that off. This is on with a that's got a little keyway in it. So I just use my windshield wash bottle holder. I'm going to set you guys up here on my tripod, and you'll be able to watch it from then on. Just give me a second to set you up here on my trusty tripod. And we'll see if we can show you the rest. Okay. Now I'm just hoping there's enough light for you to see all of this. Okay. Next thing. 2 flat top screwdrivers, because there's a key right there. So it's got to be prized out gently. These are only aluminum soft metal covers, so you don't want to be pressing too hard. Just get it wiggling, just little wiggles, and it just comes like that. And there's an oil seal on the back of here. Inside, I mean, there's an oil seal in there. There's an oil seal just inside of that. You don't want to lose that. And that key right there can come loose, so just don't lose it. Alright. That to one side. My wife just came home, didn't know I was working in the garage. Alright, my timing valve cover, 8mm.
So where's my son who's supposed to do a driveway? And I can't park in my garage. What's the deal?
Want to be on camera? I'm doing a YouTube video.
Is that right? Yeah. Hi, YouTube videos. This is what happens when your husband decides to take spikes in the garage. I like them better when they're on the shelf. What are your shoes? They're black. Now.
out in the porch because it chewed up the garbage within 5 minutes after came downstairs and was screwed in the ditch. So I cleaned it off and the guys in the porch. Alright. I may have showed you this trick before. This is my...
I've worn them. I think almost everybody knows now. Are you still recording? But then never mind.
Move this back a bit. This is pretty general stuff that I'm doing here right now. Try to get as much light as possible. This is my fancy bolt holder. Just get a bolt box, draw a rough diagram of where your bolts go, and just poke little holes, stick them in there. That way you don't forget where you go. So I'll loosen all these up, put them all out. I learned how to do it. I'll fast forward this. Alright, all your bolts taken out, put it away. Okay, this cover, this is where your stator sits. Inside here is that big magnet, so it's going to have some resistance coming off. You got to be careful you don't tear up. There's a gasket here, so you don't want to go tearing up your gasket. The differential lock, I moved it away. You might not have had to do that. And your stator wires are still hooked up, so you just got to be careful. This will come off, but like I said, it'll have some resistance, mostly because of the magnet. So it's going to be a little stiff, but it should come out. Just be careful because we're pulling wires too. Like that, you see? And you should be able to tilt it up out of the way. Like that. There we go. Let's see if I can give you a close-up shot of this. So that's your stator up out of the way. This is a little cheap camera I bought from AliExpress, but just so you get an idea. So there's your stator, and that's what gave you all the resistance. And now you got to get this little bearing off, and inside of this here there's a threaded section. So if you get your proper tool, there's a special tool. This is threaded around the outside. That's what pulls that off. Now I've already had this off before, so this may come quite easy. And in behind here, that's for your starter. This also on the back of this has a sprag clutch, but this all comes off as one piece. Just this magnet and that little bearing right here. Alright, so this magnet and the bearing comes off in one piece. Then those other two gears are in behind. We'll soon be into where the timing chain is. So I'll back up here again a little bit, just so you can see. This may come off by hand. There is a special tool. It's threaded in here, and it bolts down into your stator there. But like I said, I had this off before, so it might come off by hand. But if it don't, this one's coming, and it's I gave it a little pull, took the bearing with it, and took it off. Lay that to one side. There we go. Now, there's another thing. In here, now this is what connects up to your starter. This can spin freely. It's not on a key or anything. This now spins freely. What happens is your sprag clutch catches with this, and we'll turn with that. So I gotta release this little screw down here. You got to do that with an impact. It looks like a Phillips screwdriver. You can try it, but you're liable to tear it up. You've got to use an impact driver to get that off. And I'll show you that now. fire is good. Once it's loose, it'll come off your fingers. Little retainer holds that on. Take that out. And this will come off. There it comes off. That just sits a certain way in there. So I'll be sure of that. Alright. Lay that down to one side. Now, this should come off. Maybe I found it was binding this up. I don't think maybe I was supposed to hit the hand. There we go. That comes off. Now, so this is where the bottom part of your timing chain goes. So there's one more little bracket to take off down there, again with an impact one. Okay. That's where your chain goes. And if you noticed, the gear that's down right here, this gear, I cannot point around, sorry, this gear right here is 1/2 the size of the one up here on your cam. Okay? You just get it to cam 1. Sorry about the crappy camera work. Like I said, I'm just trying with the cheap camera. That's your cam here. And for every 2 revolutions that this one makes, or for every 2 revolutions that your engine makes, this one makes 1 revolution. So that's why your timing marks, you got a timing mark, a little tiny stroke right there on top, and one on the very bottom, because it doesn't matter how you time these engines. Okay, so what'll happen is when this spins around, what happens is on 1/2 off your stroke, she's opening up the intake to put in fuel, and then the engine will come out the top dead center, which means she's bypassing your on your stator here. She's going to bypass your pulsar thing, and she's going to ignite, which causes your engine to fire. Then she's going to continue to spin around another 180 degrees to get the exhaust out. But while she's coming up top dead center on exhaust, she's going to throw out another spark again anyway. Okay, so she sparks both times on top dead center on a 4-stroke engine. So that's why it doesn't matter. On 2-stroke, it makes all the difference in the world how you time this. You don't want to time it 180 degrees off. But when you're timing a 4-stroke, it makes no difference. She's going to fire top dead center just before top dead center anyway. So it doesn't matter which way you put it on. There is a dimple in the back end of this that only fits in this cam gear on the inside dimple in one spot, yes, so you get your timing spot on, but like I said, it makes no difference when where you time it. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to see if I can spin this engine now and see if there's anything binding it up. Something was binding my engine before and I don't know what. I think maybe it's because I would have had that on backwards. Okay, now need. Okay, so she's spinning freely there now. I must have had that in backwards before. Alright, let's put this all back together again. This time, there's no dirt. No dirt, no dirt. said before, there's no keyway on this. So it only goes in